Hello, dear Gemini friends. This is Molly with Soul School Tarot and Astrology. Thank you so much for joining me and my Mer today. It's just kind of going crazy for your 2021 Intuitive Tarot forecast. This is for my Gemini collective, which is Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, Mars, Pluto, Dominant. The way I feel about these zodiac signs as labels for these readings is that these readings are all, it's like a message in a bottle. I'm sending it out to you, and Spirit wants me to put a little label on it to make sure that it finds you. However, please always take it with a grain of salt. You may have nothing to do with Gemini, and there still be a message in this reading for you. So definitely check out other placements that are important to you or that you see as important in your life right now, whether that is your Sun, Moon, Rising, North Node, or Dominant. And yeah, it's for 2021. We're going to take a look at where you're at right now at the end of 2020, where you can expect to be at the end of next year. But before we get into this, I do want to let you know I'm running a special between now and the 31st. Rates are going to have to go up on January 1st. And so between now and the 31st, if you go to my website, link is below, and use the coupon BYE2020, BYE 2020, you get $5 off, which means you can get 15-minute recorded tarot reading for $15. It's ridiculous, you guys. Go buy them all right? Keep me busy until January, please, all right? If you guys want to follow me over to the extended at the end of this, the link to that is also going to be below. That's going to be over on Vimeo. We're going to take a look here at the energies being presented to you or what you're going through, sort of the problem. And then the solution is going to come up when we head over to Vimeo. So I'm really excited to have you guys join me there. Let me get a quick sip of water and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you about the written message that I have for you guys. And then I will tell you why I think it's really magnificent that we're doing this reading for you on the day of the winter solstice. It's the shortest day of the year, which means tomorrow there's going to be more sunshine. And the day after that, there's going to be some more sunshine. And the day after that, there's going to be even more sunshine. All right. So we just had 2:22 on the clock, if that means anything to you guys out there. And in fact, I'm going to probably do a live this afternoon where I talk about this solstice. Tune into it because there's some important stuff. The fact that I just saw 2:22 reminds me of the fact that Juno, his wife, is conjunct the midheaven at the time of this solstice today. So we'll talk about how some of you guys might be shifting perspectives when it comes to love and relationships. But in general, here is a guided message that I have for you guys. Gemini is in 2021. Gemini is a sign that likes to talk. Like it's our favorite hobby. I'm going to be real with you. I'm a Gemini moon, so I understand this. All right. We like to communicate. Sometimes we even like to argue. We like to share ideas with each other, right? In 2021, you're going to learn, Gemini, that not everybody deserves to hear your words. It's not that not everybody wants to hear your words. It's just not everybody is worthy of that. You don't have to waste your breath on certain people. You don't have to consider every perspective, or you don't have to give validity to every opinion. You don't have to defend every perspective that you hold. All right. So power in silence and moving silently rather than in the typical Gemini fashion, which I'll call myself out. You know, we like to talk. All right. So you're going to begin to understand the power of your own silence. And that is just one of the channeled messages that came in with this. So as we go through these cards, I'll go ahead and unpack the others. These cards have been sitting on my desk for 2 days, you guys. I had to step away, not from you. Don't worry, it's not you. I just had to step away from the collective energy for a moment. And in that time, I got a lot of messages coming through about this Shadow Queen, because this is who you are at the end of 2020. And I'm sure a lot of you guys just like a little bell went off inside. You resonate. All right. Spoiler alert, at the end of 2021, you've got this Lady of Lightning energy, all right? So this person is like, they got their little teeny tiny bit of light and they're wandering through this dark woods they're seeking something. They're trying to find something. And here they have found it and they are channeling it to create amazing things, all right? Surprises, sometimes shock, and a total paradigm shift. That's what's coming up for you guys in 2021. And it's in a really, really good way. Because this card to me signifies, honestly, sometimes it shows up and it signifies somebody who just works from their shadow. Like they're motivated by their dark, shadowy spaces. This, in your case, I believe, is somebody who's trying to go within and discover their dark, shadowy places. So you're doing the shadow work. In other words, shadow work is when we stop and we begin to look at ourselves. Stop blaming other people or circumstances or, sometimes timing. But we stop blaming other things for the way that our life is right now. And we start looking at how we subconsciously got ourselves there. All right. So in other words, you're looking at any self-sabotaging behaviors and trying to weed them out, trying to understand where they come from so that you can begin to heal them. And then that part of your shadow is no longer your enemy. It's an ally. Like, it's not about ego death. It's about ego integration, shadow integration, bringing it on board so it can help run the ship. All right. Rather than just, poking holes in the bottom of the boat. All right. Here's the catch though. All right. Spirit is letting you know that there is maybe a different approach that you can take to this shadow work, because what I have on the table right now, for those of you who are resonating with it, you're almost taking too much responsibility for why things are the way they are in your life. Okay, now we'll talk about poop on your shoe. I got a little note here, poop on your shoe, that just kind of is guiding me to talk about a channel message I got this morning about this person. So she's walking through the woods, and let's say that all of those self-sabotaging behaviors are poop. You don't want to step in poop, obviously, when you're walking through the woods. So she's holding the lantern up really high to make sure that she sees the poop before she steps in it, okay? My nose is so itchy right now, you guys. Spirit is like dancing on the end of it, I think. And that's what shadow work is. You're like, there's something going on in me, and I need to find it and I need to clean it up. All right. One of the messages that came is look on the bottom of your shoes. To me, that signifies that you're carrying around some sort of unhealed energy from your past. Okay. Maybe fears about your future or anxieties, because the foot, now they're making me think about the foot chakras. The left foot chakra represents our past. For some of you, there's poop on your left shoe, meaning that you're still carrying around some sort of shadow energy, some sort of unhealed energy regarding the path that you have walked to get where you are today. For some of you, the poop is on the right shoe, which the right foot chakra represents where we are going, meaning that you don't have a really clear picture of your future because it is shrouded in fears, self-doubts, maybe toxic behaviors or beliefs. All right, Spirit, I hear you. Some of you guys are looking around for you're like, where's that smell coming from? And you're looking for it and you don't realize it's not on your shoes at all. It's on the shoes of the person standing next to you. So what this is saying is you've done a great job of going within and seeking out your own shadow, but you're missing the recognition of other people's shadow and other people's toxic behaviors. That's why we want to bring the shadow on as an ally, because it helps to communicate with us. It's like if you meet somebody whose goal is to deceive you, to take advantage of you, to be dishonest with you, guess what part of your inner self notices it first? Your shadow. Your shadow recognizes that. And it's going to start ringing a little bell. And if you guys are not on the same team, right? You may not receive the message, this little flag that's going off saying, hey, I would not trust this person. All right? So, the poop might be on somebody else's shoe. All right. Gemini, we just had that full moon, lunar eclipse on November 30th. And a very strong message that I had coming through was looking at who we travel with through the world, and understand that we absorb the energy of those people that we are loyal to, whether or not we're even dealing with them. You know what I mean? Maybe you got a friend across the country or an ex you haven't spoken to in years, and you're still loyal to their toxicity. That's poop on your shoe, right? It's poop on their shoe, but you can still smell it where you're at because of your loyalty or your connection to that person. All right, let's get into the tarot. I decided to use the Hermetic Tarot. If you guys are interested in incorporating tarot into your shadow work, I highly recommend this one. Okay, this is a great deck. It's a black and white deck, but it really kind of helps to get into those darker, shadowier energies, those energies that we don't always see. Energies like the Three of Swords, which now is making me think of the Gemini as the third house energy. This is the energy of our peers. So some of you guys are committed to relationships or partnerships that repeatedly hurt you. And whenever they hurt you, you go within and you're like, oh, well, I got to figure out what's wrong with me. What's wrong with you is you don't see how these things hurt you. Right? So this Three of Swords, to me, the initial message I have is, let's say something disappointing happens to you. Let's say you get hurt. You start to feel that pain. And you withdraw. You go into your Hermit energy. All right? Hermit is the card that represents your brother Virgo, or sister Virgo, so to speak, because they're both Mercury ruled signs. They're both all about intellect. And that's what you guys are doing. You're shining this light, but you're still using intellect to seek out each of your shadows rather than just feeling. Okay? So we'll see if we get into that conversation a little later. All right? So see this guy, he's all like, look, he's even dancing with a snake, or dealing with that snake in some way, shape, or form. And to me, that snake represents his ego. Oh man, I got hurt. I got to go within and see what part of me allowed that hurt to happen. What part of me is unhealed. But that effort is not going in the right direction. This Seven of Wands reversed means to me that you're too easily backing down from your position. When this might be real for you guys, all right? It's not going to be for everybody. But ask yourself if that's true. When I get hurt, how quickly do I back down from my position? Because the Gemini can see the other person's perspective. Always, no matter what. We can. It's hard for us to be mad at people, like mad, long-term mad, because we'll eventually get around to being like, oh, I can see things from their side, right? Even if they treated us like crap. And this is saying you've got to stop caving like that. Every time that you get hurt, it's not because it's your fault. Sometimes people are just jerks. Princess of Pentacles here. Let me see what these are coming through. Yes. This is, I really feel spirit. I usually don't see the star in this particular light. But we have the star reversed. The Princess of Pentacles, we'll just do all three. Reverse, who's the Princess of the Echoing Hills. The star is the daughter of the firmament. So the firmament I see as the earth. Okay. You have some sort of spirit guides. This star, I usually don't interpret this as spirit guides, but they're not being heard right now. These are messages from heaven that are trying to get to you, right? So it's almost like the firmament, the mountain. Ooh, the firmament is the sky. In medieval, that's the way they talked about it in the Middle Ages. So the firmament is the sky. The sky is trying to send you a message, and it's echoing all around you, but it's not being heard. What you're getting instead is a lot of confusion, I believe. This 7 of Cups. Because you are not able to hear the exact message that your guides are sending to you, you're like, I don't know, maybe it means this. Maybe I go in this direction. Maybe I go in that direction. I don't know. It's a really confusing energy that I'm feeling right now. It's a really confusing energy that I'm feeling. It's almost as if you've asked Spirit for answers so many times that you feel like you've gotten 7 different answers and you don't know which one is the real one. And it leads to a lack of faith in self, right? You've got to learn to trust yourself. Trust your intuition. Trust the messages that your inner self is trying to share with you. And I think that the main thing that's driving this is that there was especially one person, relationship, or situation from your past that you're still exceptionally nostalgic about, and you feel like you can't get it back. And the this is the 6 of Cups reversed, and that came out with the 7 of Swords reversed. So that's kind of like you. All right, I'm going to try to articulate this. Let's say somebody broke your heart. And at first you're like, that person is just an asshole. And then you stop and you're like, whoa, maybe I didn't really speak my boundaries, in the best way that I could. Maybe I had unrealistic expectations. That's the shadow work part of it, where you stop pointing the finger at somebody else and start pointing it at yourself. And you've done that, right? And I feel like you're looking back at something from the past that you're blaming yourself for why it didn't work out. You're seeing that there are certain things in your past. You're like, wow, that was definitely a consequence of a particular series of behaviors, beliefs, ways of thinking, etc. You're like, wow, I really kind of fudged that up. But that's not the whole message. You're missing something here. All right. Where are we going? The reason why I think it's so significant that we're doing this on the solstice today, you guys, I don't know if I said this already, because sometimes when I start reading, I just forget. Tomorrow is going to be a brighter day. The day after that is going to be an even brighter day. It's the return of the light. The sun represents truth. Okay? So this shadow queen, I feel like now Spirit is talking to me about the hood over the eyes. That there is a certain truth that you're looking for, and you're like, well, I can only truly find this truth within. But there's actually something out here that wants to be shown to you. Because look look at this vision that this person has, right? It's almost like there's some sort of obstruction that wants to be removed. What do you have for us from the Moonology Oracle deck, Spirit? Y'all saw that flip. Don't let pride get in your way. I almost thought that was confidence is your key to success. That is the other Leo reading. Don't let pride get in your way. Time to breathe out, and the end of a tough cycle approaches. These are full moon cards. for Leo and Capricorn. All right. Full moons are a time for waiting. All right. The moon is going to be getting smaller then. It's going to disseminate. All right. Take time to breathe out. I really feel like whatever tough cycle you have come out of, if you have learned the way in which you contributed to it, then just release it and know you're going to do better in the future. All right. But there also seems to be a little bit of, I don't want to say warning, but there's definitely another message coming in, and we're going to dig into it over on the extended, about the fact that whatever situation you're looking back and blaming yourself for, there were factors at work in that situation that are unbeknownst to you. You don't have all the facts of that situation, but the work that you're doing right now is great. You really are trying to move forward in the best way that you can. And you know that you can't change anybody around you, so you're just going to change yourself. All right. But I do believe we're going to get, like I said, those cards to kind of help us understand when this illumination might be coming. It's a very general reading. We're talking about the whole year 2021. So I want to find out more about what may be illuminated to you and how that is going to help shift you from this shadow queen into this magical lady of lightning. So if you guys want to follow up with me over on Vimeo, like I said before, the link to that is below. Thank you for spending your time with me today. Definitely hit that like button if you felt like it resonated with you. Drop me a comment, share, subscribe, do your thing. I'm so glad to have you guys here. Take care, and I hope to see you back here again soon.